to create a classroom environment like Ms. Horner's, where we were encouraged to express our free speech, from the books that we read in class to the discussions that we had. To create a classroom environment where every author, every teacher, and every student's story is freely told, regardless of how many kids look like the main character in the book.
Racialization present in healthcare is an issue that largely goes unreported and unseen. However, today, I'll be using my freedom of speech to make sure that this issue doesn't remain unheard. While the U.S. Census Bureau reports the country is 60% white, it is crucial that the medical community consider and provide adequate care for the 12% of our communities of Black Americans, for the Latino Americans that make up 18% of our society, and for the 6% of my fellow Asian Americans.
Political clubs that relay inciting speech is not protected under the First Amendment. The United States courts make it clear that inciting speech is not the same as free speech, and therefore it can be reasonable for a campus to ban a political club to keep them accountable for their actions.
Is that banning clubs because of the candidates they support allows universities to target clubs with conservative political views, thus violating students' constitutional rights to free association and threatening the culture of free expression and exchange of ideas on campus.
However, we will be debating that there are texts out there that perpetrate harmful content to students, racial stereotypes, abuse, discrimination, and more. These texts are inappropriate for school environments and do more harm than good.
So in terms of how the affirmative is framing this issue thus far, it would seem that it is super easy and cut and dry to make these decisions. But in the negative case, we propose both Fahrenheit 451 and Frank's Diary and Where the Wild Things Are, in which those individuals decided that that was inappropriate. And obviously we could see that that went far too down the road into allowing for a slippery slope of banning text just because they felt like it was not aligning with their own views or political beliefs and things of that sort.
Since cancel culture does not prompt or act like government restriction of speech, we argue that it is not a legitimate threat to free speech. We can agree that specific instances of cancel culture are problematic, that specific people shouldn't be canceled, and they are not justified for massive amounts of people to express their disapproval of them. But this does not mean that cancel culture is a threat to the fundamental conduct of free speech.
Today's resolution calls us to evaluate. Cancel culture is a legitimate threat to free speech. And if you want the answer, you can Google it, right? But the reason that we're here today is because the Regents have set a precedent, which is that our individual voices matter.
But this year, the winner of the Regents Cup trophy is the defending champion, Arizona State University. Congratulations, ASU.